Silicium, and not selenium, as many people confuse it, is transferred from a pregnant mother to the newborn baby when they actually give birth. And the baby uses the silicium to grow bone, cartilage, and just become a human being. Silicium leaches out of the human body through urine and perspiration from the day that we are born to the day that we are buried. So therefore, it's not stationary in the system. So what happens when we're leaching out silicium that we've inherited at birth to our body? Can we get it naturally from food? Silicium is present in certain food, but unfortunately, even if we eat a whole exhibition hall of NEC of it, it actually doesn't get absorbed in the human body. So you inherit at birth a lot, it leaches out of your system from the day you're born through urine and perspiration, and you cannot get it naturally in absorbable format from food. So what are the consequences to the human health? The first thing that happens is that human beings will start having inflammation in general. Some people are diagnosed with rheumatism arthritis. The bones become brittle. You can have broken veins, broken capillaries, thread veins. And some people are diagnosed with osteoporosis, not everybody. Your skin generally becomes dry and dehydrated. You start having fine lines, and if you don't look after them, they turn into wrinkles. Some people lose the hair, but generally your hair is not the same when you're 70 and 80 than when you were in your teens. Now, this is all natural aging process, and this is what the Creator, God, actually wanted for the human being. So there's nothing abnormal about this. But in 1960, a group of scientists got together and they decided to research the benefit of silicium on human health. They documented all the research in over 2,500 medical papers, which is on a medical database called PubMed. It's accessible by all the doctors, nutritionists, and anybody who's got access to that database. The issue is that they could not make the molecule in a format that the human body could absorb it. So they decided to put their research on the medical database and just leave it as that. About 20 years ago, the EU government approached a laboratory which is called Dexsil Lab in Belgium. And they said, we have done the research, you don't need to spend any time or money on research. Your job is to create the formula of silicium that the human body can absorb it. So that was all they had to do. So they brought scientists that were still alive from the 1960s, plus some new scientists, and they put their heads together. And they said, right, how can we make this silicium in a way that the human body can benefit from it? Now, silicium, apart from the transfer at birth from the mother to baby, is naturally present in sand. Now, it's very difficult to drink or eat or absorb sand. That's why in 1960, the scientists failed and they could not make anything to give it to the human being. So what the Dexsil scientists did, they said, okay, who else on planet Earth uses silicium? The plants. So they went to specific plants such as nettle and horsetail, and those plants extract silicium from sand, and like a laboratory, they convert it into an absorbable format for themselves, not for us, for themselves. So the scientists from Dexsil collected the leaves of those plants, such as horsetail and nettle, took it to Dexsil Lab in Belgium, and started with a secret patented formula, making it into liquids, which are behind me, and gels, that we apply the gels on the body and we drink the liquid. So, what is so special about this molecule? The first thing is that Dexsil laboratory in Belgium has created a market leader. They are very well known in Belgium, France, the French-speaking parts of Canada, and all Arab countries and Middle East. We are the distributor in UK and Ireland. Now, What is so special is that the molecule of this silicium has been made so small and it doesn't polymerize. Now, polymerize means molecules can stick together to form a big molecule. That is what our competitors have. If the molecules polymerize and stick together and become a big molecule, the human body cannot absorb it easily, and therefore you don't get the benefit. So what Dexsil has done with the secret patented formula, separate the molecules, make them smaller than a pinhead. And when we drink the liquids and apply the gels on the skin, the body gets close to 100% penetration and absorption. And that is the key, penetration and absorption. But the benefit of silicium in general on the human body is that the first thing is it's an anti-inflammatory. Now, any form of inflammation, be it arthritis, rheumatism, it can be an inflammation because you've had a surgery. Surgery can be cutting of half the breast for cancer. It can be plastic surgery. It can be cesarean, childbirth. It can be a broken ankle, a broken knee, operation on your back. Any form of inflammation, be it from accident, surgery, any kind of surgery, or rheumatism, arthritis, or any form of pain due to inflammation, IBS, ulcers, any kind of digestive inflammation will actually respond to this organic bioactivated molecule called silicium. So it's a natural anti-inflammatory. There is no drugs used. There is no synthetic products used. It's 100% certified by EU to be organic. Because I told you, it comes from the leaves of herbs such as nettle and horsetail. There's no drugs in there. So when you reduce the inflammation, you reduce the pain. If you reduce inflammation, you reduce pain, you aid mobility. So the patient can move a lot better and pain-free. The second benefit of silicium is that silicium mixes with the calcium in the body, and it allows the body itself to rebuild bone. So it is phenomenal on osteoporosis. Now, we have got many patients who have been cured, and I am actually saying cured with a great confidence. It actually cures osteoporosis. It is phenomenal on osteoporosis. You might have many other illnesses, but guaranteed your osteoporosis will be dealt with. Anything that rebuilds bone, I'm talking about silicium, will also help to rebuild broken veins, broken capillaries, and thread veins. Anything that works on bones and veins also strengthens the nails. So we talked about reducing of inflammation and therefore aiding mobility. We talked about actually rebuilding bone, veins, thread veins, nails. The third thing, which is very important, is that when the body absorbs silicium, the body, as a response, naturally generates its own collagen. Now, this is not collagen coming from powders or liquids or creams or serums from outside. Those will not be absorbed in the body. It's been proven by doctors that any collagen liquid, tablet, powder, cream is a myth. It cannot get absorbed by the digestive system in the body nor through the skin. Collagen is a very big molecule. Unless you cut the skin, you can't absorb it. The only way of actually generating collagen is by drinking silicium and applying the gels. Vitamin C is also a great help for generation of collagen. Apart from that, you could go to nurses and doctors and inject collagen into your wrinkles, which is superficial, and it lasts 3 months. So when you drink the liquid and apply the gel on your skin, you generate natural collagen. The first thing that people think about when we say collagen is that it hydrates and firms the skin. It reduces wrinkles if you have them. It prevents wrinkles if you don't have them. But that is more of the beauty side of it. But internally, actually collagen is present in cartilage. So if you've had knee operation or hip operation, you rebuild the cartilage because you're generating collagen naturally. Collagen is in the arteries of the heart. So anybody with heart problem or cardiovascular problem will benefit immensely from drinking the liquids. Collagen is in the gum. Our gums are 90% collagen. So as we get older, our gums start receding, and some people start having inflammation and bleeding in the gum. which in turn affects the teeth. That's why a lot of people, when they get mature, they have to pay a lot more money to the dentist. If you drink the liquid, you generate natural collagen, which also affects your gum. So your gums starts growing, it starts coming up and plump, and therefore it protects the teeth. And if you have any bleeding or inflammation, it actually stops it, maximum within 2 to 3 days. We have dentists, they're actually in this show here. They buy these products from us and they use it and sell it to their patients. The other aspect of collagen is actually there's an area in the eye that needs collagen. A lot of people, when they get old, they suffer from bad eyesight due to old age. Why? Because as you get older, you have lost a lot of silicium in your body through urine and perspiration. And as you cannot get it or absorb it from foods that do contain silicium, but we can't absorb it, so you're losing collagen all over. And it has an effect on your eyesight. Now, if you drink silicium regularly, because your body is generating collagen, it actually improves the eyesight. So we have got many people who have cancelled operations due to eyesight having improved. We have got 88-year-old, 82-year-old people who actually went for eye tests thinking that they might need an operation or they might need stronger glasses. The reverse, the actual degree of the glasses went down. But this is not something unusual because when you drink it, you're generating collagen everywhere. The other benefit of silicium is that it maintains your hair. It's not a new hair growth supplement. It doesn't allow new hair to be grown. It just maintains the hair you've got and improves the condition of the hair. So to summarize, it reduces inflammation, therefore it reduces pain, so it aids mobility. It allows the body to naturally rebuild bone, broken veins, and also thread veins and capillaries. Strengthens the nail. It allows the body to generate, like a machine, its own collagen. So it's fantastic for hydrating, plumping the skin, face, neck, body, everywhere. If you don't have lines, you prevent and delay. If you have lines, you see week by week the depth of the wrinkle comes down until you get a very firm, plump, fresh face. Now, one thing I have to say, it works on skin, not on muscles. So if you have an 80-year-old whose neck is down here and whose eyelid is down there, that's a muscular problem. They will still have a very fresh, plump, hydrated, wrinkle-free skin. But the muscles need to be dealt with other treatments such as non-surgical lift with currents. So those are some of the benefits of silicium. And as I said, it also helps with the arteries because of collagen, the cartilage, the gum, and the eyesight. The other aspect of silicium acts as a carrier. Any ingredient that we add to silicium is carried into the body close to 100% penetration and absorption. Now that is a fundamental benefit of silicium. So in our products, which are behind me, we have got other ingredients added into our gels. And the silicium carries those ingredients close to 100% into the skin if you drink it into the body and allows close to 100% penetration and absorption. So the benefits, as we said, which we summarized, are reduction of inflammation, rebuilding of the bone and the vein and the nail, generation of collagen naturally by the body, and obviously collagen has many impacts. But the last benefit, which is the carrier capability of silicium, is that in our products we have got two liquids. One of them is actually the pure silicium, which is more for prevention and maintenance of all the stuff that I said. But our other liquid, which is called Articulosil or articulation liquid, is silicium with glucosamine chondroitin MSM. Now, we all know there's many tablets of glucosamine chondroitin MSM around, everywhere. But many people do not cure from that because they don't absorb the glucosamine chondroitin MSM properly to get the benefits from it. What we have done in Dexsil lab in Belgium, we have mixed those ingredients with silicium, and the silicium will carry the glucosamine chondroitin MSM deep into the human body and allows close to 100% penetration and absorption. We have been a distributor in this country for about 2 years, and we have got many patients recovered from pain, inflammation, arthritis, osteoporosis, because the silicium has carried those ingredients deep into their body and allowed absorption. We also have a gel, which is the same name as the liquid, called Articulosil articulation gel, which is the same molecule as the liquid. It's got the glucosamine chondroitin MSM. And that gel, locally, if you put it on a damp skin, where you have the inflammation and the pain, it actually reduces the inflammation locally. And when you reduce the inflammation locally, you reduce the pain. The patient will not need any drugs such as Nurofen, aspirin, Tradamol, and any painkiller. Because what happens, as I said, silicium instantly reduces the inflammation. Of course, the liquid is working everywhere, but you can't tell the liquid to work specifically on the pain on your knee if your problem is on your knee, or if my problem is on my hip. So what we do, we combine our liquid with the gel so that the gel will locally reduce the pain and the liquid will cure the problem from inside. So we always sell our products in pairs. Liquid is fundamental for everything that I've said and all the benefits that I said. And then we have over 12 different gels which will actually treat different problems. And the gels are applied always on damp skin, and you don't massage, you just apply it like a mask. Don't massage it, don't rub it. And because the molecules are very small, as I said, Dexsil Laboratories makes these molecules very small and they separate from each other. So as soon as you apply the gel, you see within 2 seconds the gel has gone in because it's been absorbed. So therefore, we apply the gels locally. The articulation Articulosil, there's 2 names to the products, is a liquid and a gel. But we also have various other gels for other problems. We have a particular gel called Sport or Power Seal, which is instantly opening up any cramp, any pulled muscle. If you've been lifting boxes, if you've been playing sport, or any form of muscular cramp will ease up within 2 seconds. And we give that sample to practically everybody, even children use it, because it's that instantaneous. And we also have various other gels for broken veins and capillaries. We also have gels specifically for the face and the body, which you apply on a clean damp skin, and again, it penetrates very rapidly and it allows local generation of collagen. We use it heavily for people who have wrinkles or people who have dehydration, or generally the skin is just looking old and tired and drained. And in young people within 3 weeks, in much older people, about 2 months, 3 months, they have to use it day and night on a clean, damp skin, and they still use their beauty creams and serums on top of it. And what that gel does, it locally generates your own collagen. And if you have a before and after picture, you see that each week your skin is becoming fresher, plumper. If you don't have wrinkles, there's no signs. If you do have wrinkles, the wrinkles are reducing every week until you have practically no wrinkles. As I said, it doesn't work on lifting the muscle. If you have a sagged muscle, you need to have other beauty treatments to strengthen the muscles. We're talking here only skin. And we also have other gels, phenomenal gels for acne, oily skin. It can be teenage acne, it can be hormonal acne for women. And this gel, within 2, maximum 3 days, actually reduces the inflammation of a huge spot, if you have a huge spot. It's got ingredients that heals and dries the spot. And if you continue using it, you see that there is no scarring or any acne scars on the skin, because the silicium reduces the height of the spot, reduces the inflammation. The other ingredients that silicium carries with it into the skin heals and dries the spot. This is all in a matter of 2 to 3 days. And once the spot is gone, you have no mark, because you generate collagen and therefore you overcome acne scarring. It's a phenomenal gel. And I sell it so much. Young and mature women who've got hormonal acne. And we have other gels such as Anti-Pigmentation for liver, age, sunspots. We have a lot of Asian, a lot of African, Caribbean people and white people who use it to unify the color. It doesn't make you white. It's not a whitening agent. It just overcomes the pigmentation that has come about because of sun, liver, or age. And we also have specific gels for stitches and wounds. These are phenomenal gels. It's called skin in English or peau for French. The names are in French because the company is Belgium and their main language is French. So the peau in French or in English skin has been tested by many surgeons in England, by plastic surgeons, and by my clients who've had surgery. And I just want to show you something. There's an article in the magazine. Can I bring it here? There's just an article. We can show it later. We have had a patient who had half the breast removed because of cancer. And after the bandage was removed, she obviously had a big mark because they cut the breast half and there was a big line across the breast. We used the gel called peau or skin 2 or 3 times a day on the wound, on a damp skin. And what it did is it brought the 2 sides of the cut within days closer and closer together. We continued using the gel, a scab was formed. Continue using the gel, don't touch the scab dropped, continue using the gel, and the patient was left with a line like this, but the line is going across the breast because the cut was across, horizontal on the breast, and obviously it's wider than this line because the knife had cut wider. And this happened within a matter of a week to 2 weeks, whereas under normal circumstances it would have taken months. And the patient and the surgeon and the oncologist who was dealing with the cancer, they contacted us and they said, what is this product? We could do with it in our surgeries because we have a lot of surgeries and it's used heavily in France and in Middle East. So there are a variety of gels which we sell for a variety of problems, but there are only 2 liquids. One liquid, Articulosil or articulation liquid, is for people who have the problem, i.e. if you have got inflammation, osteoporosis, or you are having an operation or have had an operation or an accident. We have another liquid, which is just the Silicium liquid, which anybody from the age of 15 can drink up to whatever old age, and that is more of a preventative measure and maintenance. So if, say, for example, you had an operation and you're cured by taking the Articulosil or articulation liquid, then you maintain the silicium in your body by going onto the pure silicium. And one thing I say, because silicium is leaving your system every day through urine and perspiration, nobody will get overdose of silicium because your body absorbs what it needs and releases the rest. So there is no overdose of silicium in anybody. There is no side effects of this product on any disease. You can continue taking your diabetes medication, your thyroid medication, any medication. But what it does, it balances any disease in your system to the point that you feel that your other diseases are improving as well. Now, we cannot make a claims law on everything, but what I can say is that silicium balances any disease in the system by actually balancing the cells in the body. This is too complicated to explain in a short time, but it has no contraindication on any medication that people take. There is no side effects. Only women who are pregnant and breastfeeding should not take the liquid. They can apply all the gels, but they cannot drink the liquid. Once they finish the breastfeeding, they should drink 45 ml of the pure silicium liquid a day. Because remember, the pregnant woman passes all or almost most of her silicium to the newborn baby. So she is depleted of all silicium. And that's why women after pregnancy lose hair, their skin becomes dehydrated, and they actually look like they're ill. And people think it's just because of the childbirth. No, it's because they've lost the most precious element in their body, silicium. So what they have to do is they have to drink after breastfeeding 45 ml of the pure liquid every day to top up what they have lost through childbirth to the baby. So I hope that helps.
And for more information about the company and their fantastic products, please visit their website, agedefy.co.uk.